How have you been able to maximize on your 24 hours, being able to push out all this content? What's kind of like your mindset on this? Because I see a lot of social accounts and they're trying to put stuff out for their business like once a month, here and there. It's like they post something on the 17th of August. The post before that was like July 7th. I'm like, what is happening there?
Yeah,
so how have you been able to crank out all this content? How are you maximizing all your time?
Yeah, that's so good. And I just think, when people are kind of halfway doing their content, you have to think about it from a customer standpoint. If they can't trust you to show up online consistently, how are they going to trust you when they hire you one-on-one, right? Like, that's just not going to happen. So the first step is to figure out what platforms make sense for you. So while I'm all over the place, each of my platforms have different purposes. They're not all meant to sell the same thing or do the same thing. So you may find that you have an audience that is mostly on YouTube and Instagram. So those are the two that you're going to worry about the most. There is no need for you to stress about Facebook and Twitter if that's where your audience hangs out. Mm-hmm. So how do you find out what platforms you should be on? Know who your audience is. Spend the time researching them, right? If you say my audience is millennial African-American men between the ages of 25 and 32, you can put that in Google or other search engines and see, okay, what networks are they using? Where are they shopping? What are they watching? There's already, Nielsen collects this data anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to find that kind of stuff. And then you can drill down from there. So once you figure out what platforms you're using, then you can figure out what kind of content makes the most sense for those platforms. Because things that I post on Facebook don't get posted on Instagram. Why? It just won't translate. Mm-hmm. The long paragraph statuses will not work in an Instagram caption. It's just not the same deal. So when I'm creating content, I'm really thinking about what makes sense for the platform. So earlier on, my main places were Facebook, Twitter, and then Twitter and my blog. I wasn't really hip to Instagram when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And so how I did that is I would do this once a year, but I would create a vault of content. I would sit down and I would use this index card method that I teach my clients where I would brainstorm just general topics first. What could I talk about on my blog? So let's go back to career development. It could be the job search, the resume, the cover letter, LinkedIn, right? So I would write them on the blank side of an index card. And then for each card, I would set a timer, like 15, 30 seconds, whatever. And on the line side, I'd write as many blog titles as I could think of in 30 seconds based on that. So, for example, with the job search, it could be how to best navigate Indeed, how to read a job application, how to apply for a job application, how to find contacts in the company, how to get a referral. Like just random things. I mean, all of them obviously wouldn't get written about. But when I'm done with that, I would probably have at least, like, per topic, at least 15 to 20 ideas for each topic. And I was blogging weekly. Mm-hmm. So that was way more content than I actually needed. So then what can I do with extra content? Mm-hmm. Ideas for Facebook statuses, ideas for quick videos, ideas for whatever else, right? So I still do that tactic to this day. I have a spreadsheet in Google Drive. So take all of that, put it in a spreadsheet that has ideas for podcasts that aren't out yet, ideas for blogs, ideas for videos. Some things translate over. So thinking about how can you repurpose content, right? So all of that stuff is in a spreadsheet. So why I do that is so that I take the burden off my back to come up with ideas. It is very hard to be creative and execute at the same time.
Yeah,
it's just very stressful on your body.
Yeah.
So if you make it easy for yourself, where you say, I know this is what I'm creating this week, all you have to do is create. Mm-hmm. So that's how I would do that. I would do everything like that. I would actually try to write content at least a month out. So I would write all my emails, all my blogs, all my posts like a month out so that I can just automate. And I will spend the rest of the time engaging. So I will use automation tools. And there's just so many at this point. Like what I personally use doesn't really matter to anybody. But I would just say just go with what's in your budget, because the tool that I use now is like kind of expensive. But it makes sense for where I am in business. But all of my posting is automated now, even Instagram. So now when I'm actually online, I can just engage. I can comment back. I can follow people. I can do certain things and just not worry about posting as much. Even my emails are automated. My blog's automated. Like podcast, everything is like once it's done, it's done.
Right.
So that's how I've gotten away with having so much content on so many different platforms and still being able to be consistent.